In the untamed landscapes of Rwanda, wildlife lives by the unforgiving laws of nature. Hunger and thirst dictate every movement, and survival is never assured. Each sunrise brings a new challenge, while every night carries the risk of an abrupt end. This land demands strength, awareness, and constant adaptation, because in the wild, even a single mistake can be fatal. When food becomes scarce and water turns into a precious resource, instinct takes full command. Decisions must be swift, accurate, and often ruthless. Only those that can read the terrain, sense approaching danger, and endure relentless pressure manage to stay alive. Weakness offers no shelter here, and hesitation is often met with disappearance. In Rwanda, the struggle to survive is not an occasional event. It is a permanent state of existence. Survival favors not the largest, but the most mentally resilient and the most cunning. In this realm, nature shows no mercy, and life is earned moment by moment, breath by breath. At the heart of East Africa, Rwanda contains an extraordinary level of ecological diversity within just 26,338 square kilometers. The land rises from the eastern savannas and wetlands at around 1,300 meters above sea level to the 4,507-meter peak of Mount Karisimbi in the Virunga Mountains, creating sharp contrasts in climate and wildlife. Nyungwe's vast montane rainforest, covering more than 1,000 square kilometers, supports one of Africa's richest primate populations, while the volcanic highlands remain a crucial refuge for the critically endangered mountain gorilla. To the east, Akagera National Park stretches across more than 100 square kilometers of open savanna and lakes, sustaining large herbivores, powerful predators, and hundreds of bird species. In Rwanda, compact geography and extreme biodiversity converge, forming a natural laboratory where wildlife adapts to every change in altitude and landscape. The mountain gorilla, Gorilla beringae, stands as one of the most iconic inhabitants of this ecosystem. Its entire existence is confined to just two isolated regions, the Virunga Mountains and the nearby forests of Bwindi. Nowhere else on Earth does this subspecies survive. Unlike its lowland relatives, the mountain gorilla has developed a thicker, longer coat, an essential adaptation for life in cold, damp environments at elevations ranging from 2,200 to 3,800 meters above sea level. Its powerful build is most evident in fully grown males, which can weigh up to 180 kilograms and stand nearly 1.7 meters tall when upright. Despite their formidable size, mountain gorillas feed almost entirely on plants. Roughly 90% of their diet consists of leaves, stems, and wild fruits. Each day, an adult may consume more than 30 kilograms of vegetation, gaining the energy needed to survive while also contributing to seed dispersal and forest regeneration. Social life revolves around a dominant male known as the silverback, named for the silver-gray fur that appears across his back at around 12 years of age. He is the pillar of the group protector, decision-maker, and guardian of the young. A typical family includes 8 to 15 individuals, bound by strong social ties expressed through low vocalizations, physical contact, and gentle gestures that closely resemble human behavior. Deep within the misty forest at the base of Mount Sabinho, a group led by a silverback named Karibo moves along an ancient trail through dense bamboo thickets. Karibo is a commanding figure, his silver marking spreading across his hips, a faint scar beneath his left eye hinting at past conflicts. Suddenly, he halts, draws in a deep breath, and releases a low call. The group answers softly, engaging in a complex exchange understood only among themselves. Without warning, a disturbing sound echoes from the west, rhythmic, forceful chest beats. From the thick bamboo emerges another silverback, equal in size but sharper in stance, his shorter fur and rigid posture signaling defiance. This is Anteko, a solitary male expelled from his original group 3 years earlier, now returning to challenge for dominance. Karibo responds with a deep roar, a clear warning. He steps forward and pounds his chest, the sound rolling across the mountainside like a drum. After a brief but intense clash of strength, Anteko is forced to the ground. He rises slowly, releases one final growl, and disappears back into the vegetation. Karibo does not pursue. He remains standing, breathing heavily, muscles tense, a small wound bleeding on his forehead. The confrontation ends without death, but with a clear outcome. This is how balance is maintained in the wild, strength is tested, social order preserved, and authority reinforced not only through power, but through control, awareness, and restraint. In this cloud forest, where nature reigns without challenge, such encounters are rare. When they occur, they reveal the raw, noble essence of one of humanity's closest living relatives. High on an ancient branch, the forest begins to stir. As the first sounds of morning echo through the canopy, a troop of olive baboons comes into view. A single troop may include anywhere from 15 to well over 100 individuals, powerful adult males, watchful females, and infants clinging tightly to their mothers. Within the group exists a complex social system shaped by long-standing relationships and clearly defined hierarchies. Both males and females follow structured dominance patterns, though these systems differ between the sexes. Female baboons inherit their social rank from their mothers, forming strong matrilineal bonds that persist across generations. Males, by contrast, must earn their status through competition, challenging rivals to establish their place within the troop. Yet group life is not driven by conflict alone. Social interactions, especially grooming, play a vital role in maintaining cohesion. Females spend hours grooming one another, not merely for cleanliness, but to strengthen alliances and build trust. These quiet rituals help preserve social stability, ease tensions, and reinforce the bonds that hold daily life together in a constantly changing environment. Olive baboons are highly adaptable feeders. As opportunistic omnivores, they consume fruits, seeds, leaves, insects, and occasionally small vertebrates. Specialized cheek pouches allow them to store food and move efficiently, even in areas where resources are scarce. Their bodies are well suited for both life in the trees and movement on the ground. Long dog-like muzzles, powerful jaws, and sharp canines enable them to process tough vegetation and defend themselves when threatened. Males, larger in size and armed with longer canines, often display more aggressive behavior, particularly during disputes over territory or social rank. Despite their intricate social structures, olive baboons do not exist in complete isolation. They sometimes interbreed with other baboon species, including yellow and Guinea baboons. These hybrid populations display high genetic diversity, offering an important evolutionary advantage in an ever-changing world. Through waves of heat that shimmer and bend the air, a leopard moves forward without a sound. Its golden coat blends seamlessly with the dry grass, fading into a living shadow. Every step is fluid, almost ghost-like. Its eyes scan the landscape, alert to the slightest tremor, the faintest sign of movement. Then it stops. Focus sharpens. A young impala grazes nearby, head lowered, unaware that death is closing in with silent precision. The leopard presses itself flat against the ground. Muscles tighten. Breathing quickens. Each heartbeat is measured, timed for the decisive moment. Then, in an instant, speed explodes. The predator launches like an arrow, slicing through the air, dust bursting beneath its paws. The savanna ignites into motion. One runs to feed, the other runs to survive. Breath and pulse collide in the chaos of the chase. With a perfectly timed leap, the hunt reaches its end. Bodies crash together, claws find their mark, jaws lock onto the throat in a final grip. The leopard crouches, panting, teeth sinking into warm flesh, victory earned through patience and skill. But the moment is short-lived. African wild dogs appear, racing in with blazing eyes, drawn by the unmistakable scent of blood. A flash of fury crosses the leopard's gaze. It withdraws at once, vanishing into the golden grass, carrying away a wounded pride. The dogs descend instantly, frenzy erupts. They tear at the carcass, snapping and jostling over the spoils of a stolen triumph. Dust fills the air, blood stains the earth, and the sounds of feeding echo across the savanna, a raw anthem of survival. As twilight settles over the hills of Rwanda, silence slowly returns, heavy with traces of pain, loss, and battles already fought. The air grows thick with memory and untold stories, where survival means endurance, strength, and bearing suffering in silence toward an uncertain tomorrow. The rolling hills of Rwanda stand as silent witnesses to countless unseen struggles. Beyond the silent precision of the leopard, it is the African lion that reigns as the apex predator across the forest-savanna mosaic of the Victoria Basin. The thunderous roar of the savanna's king can carry up to 8 kilometers, serving as a powerful warning to any intruder that dares to approach. The evolutionary story of the African lion stretches back more than 2 million years, tracing its origins to ancient big cats that once dominated the continent. Today, lions stand apart as the only truly social members of the big cat family. This cooperative lifestyle enhances both hunting success and territorial defense. A pride typically consists of a dominant male, several closely related females, and their offspring. Unity within the group is essential for survival. While lionesses take on the primary role of hunting, the dominant male safeguards the territory and confronts rivals attempting to steal hard-earned prey. Adult males are distinguished by their thick mane, which encircles the neck like natural armor during combat, and also signals strength and reproductive potential. Research shows that males with longer, darker manes tend to attract more females, while those with shorter, lighter manes face more frequent challenges from competitors. This reflects an intense biological rivalry in which only the strongest pass on their genes. The African lion's eyes are adapted to see up to 6 times better than human eyes in low-light conditions, granting exceptional night vision. Combined with powerful muscles and coordinated group hunting strategies, this advantage makes the lion one of the most formidable predators of the savanna. The unique structure of its paws with raised heels and soft pads allows it to move with remarkable stealth before launching a final attack. Although not the fastest of the big cats, reaching speeds of up to 80 kilometers per hour, slower than the cheetah, the lion can leap as far as 11 meters in a single bound, closing distances with sudden bursts of strength. Hunts are carried out mainly by lionesses, who work together to encircle prey from multiple directions, using the natural cover of the landscape. In Akagera National Park, their most common prey includes zebras, antelopes, and other grazing herbivores. Once a hunt is complete, the dominant male feeds first, followed by the females and then the younger members of the pride. Yet lions do not always hunt successfully. When they encounter a cheetah or leopard, that has just made a kill, they often assert their dominance, using superior strength to claim the reward for themselves. At times, lions face intense competition from spotted hyenas, opportunistic rivals always ready to seize a meal when the chance arises. The spotted hyena is a distant relative whose lineage dates back more than 10 million years, once spreading across Africa, Asia, and parts of Europe. Today, its range is largely confined to sub-Saharan Africa, with an estimated population of between 27,000 and 47,000 individuals. As the largest surviving member of the hyena family, which also includes the striped hyena, brown hyena, and the aardwolf, the spotted hyena is notable for both its physical power and its highly complex social system. It lives in clans that can number from 10 to as many as 80 members, governed by a strict matriarchal hierarchy in which high-ranking females hold authority. Contrary to popular belief, spotted hyenas rank among the most intelligent animals in Africa. Their communication system is remarkably advanced, featuring more than 11 distinct vocalizations, including the well-known laugh, each carrying specific meaning. They can remember intricate social relationships and use strategic behavior to maintain order and stability within the clan. As dusk falls, the glowing eyes of spotted hyenas and their unsettling calls become a direct challenge. They do not rush into confrontation. Instead, they observe patiently, tracking every movement of a lion pride. Ever alert to signs of weakness, they understand that a fully grown African lion armed with immense strength and sharp claws can incapacitate an opponent with a single blow. Yet hyenas possess a crucial advantage: numbers and coordination. They never fight alone. Through persistent harassment, swift strikes, and calculated retreats, they gradually wear down their rivals. The jaws of a spotted hyena are among the most powerful tools in the animal kingdom. A shortened skull concentrates extraordinary bite force, driven by massive jaw muscles and razor-sharp carnassial teeth. Capable of delivering up to 985 newtons of pressure, surpassing even that of a brown bear. This strength allows them to crush bones and extract nutrient-rich marrow, a rare skill among carnivores. Their digestive system is exceptionally efficient, enabling them to process skin, horns, bones, and tendons with ease. A hyena's stomach can hold up to 14.5 kilograms of meat in a single feeding, though an average intake is closer to 9 kilograms per day. They also possess some of the most acidic gastric juices in the animal kingdom, allowing them to digest carrion that other predators avoid. This remarkable ability makes spotted hyenas vital to ecosystem health. By removing carcasses and organic remains, they help maintain natural balance and limit the spread of disease across the landscape. Across the dry plains of Rwanda, Thomson's gazelles appear as small but resilient warriors of the wild. With powerful legs and remarkable speed, these slender animals, weighing only between 15 and 35 kilograms, glide across the golden landscape like arrows released into the wind. Their long, muscular limbs are a triumph of evolution, designed for running their greatest defense in the struggle to survive. Light brown coats, marked by dark side stripes, allow them to blend almost seamlessly into the sun-scorched terrain. Yet during the relentless dry season, when every remaining water source becomes fiercely contested, these adaptations offer no guarantee of safety. The drought drains the savanna not only of water, but of certainty. The few shrinking pools draw all creatures, predators, and prey alike into dangerous proximity, turning survival into a calculated risk. For Thompson's gazelles, approaching water is a perilous gamble, a constant balance between life and death. A small group of around 20 moves cautiously toward a pool that diminishes with each passing day. The lead gazelle steps forward carefully, ears raised, scanning for danger, while the others cluster close, ready to flee at the first sign of threat. No matter how alert they remain, water always comes at a cost. Hidden among nearby bushes, a lioness waits. Her golden eyes are locked onto the unsuspecting herd. As the savanna's apex predator, she may not match the gazelle's speed, but her strength, patience, and strategy set her apart. Lionesses, the primary hunters of the pride, move with deliberate precision. They slip silently through the dry vegetation, muscles coiled like springs. When the moment is right, one erupts in a sudden burst of energy. In seconds, survival depends on the gazelle's greatest gift: speed. Like flashes of light, the gazelles scatter in every direction, confusing their pursuer. This is not blind flight, but a contest of reflexes and intelligence. Capable of reaching speeds of up to 80 kilometers per hour, they far exceed human limits. Sharp turns and unpredictable movements give them a chance, even against the most efficient hunters. But the lioness persists. Her focus locks onto a young gazelle, not yet able to match the pace of the adults. Driven by instinct, the juvenile runs, but the crushing heat drains its strength. The lioness closes in with steady, powerful strides. One final calculated leap ends the chase. Claws strike, and a precise bite brings the desperate sprint to a halt. For the lioness, success is more than a meal, it is survival. On the unforgiving savanna, every hunt is a risk, and failure can mean days of hunger beneath the relentless sun. As she rests after her victory, The remaining Thompson's gazelles have already vanished into the distance, their forms fading into the horizon. They do not pause to mourn. They observe, remember, and adapt. On the savanna, there is no space for grief, only for lessons that ensure life continues. Each gazelle runs not only for itself, but for the future of the herd. In their swift escape, the promise of another dawn remains alive. In eastern Rwanda, where the horizon is shaped by sweeping golden plains and inland lakes shimmer under the sun, Akagera stands as one of the most compelling stories of ecological restoration in modern Africa. For more than a decade after the genocide, this protected landscape was left nearly empty of wildlife. Large mammals vanished from the land. Trees were cut down, forests were burned, and open grasslands were converted into farmland, primarily for cassava cultivation. The natural balance seemed lost entirely. Yet in 2010, Rwanda chose to alter this course. Today, Akagera's savanna has come alive once again, filled with the rhythm of hooves, the soft wind moving through tall grass, and the quiet presence of predators returning to their ancestral ground. Moving through vegetation that reaches waist height, a herd of more than 100 animals advances in coordinated motion, sending living waves across the plain. The blue wildebeest, Connocates taurinus, is among the most iconic migratory species of the East African savanna. With a solid build, raised shoulders, and outward curving horns, it is capable of running at speeds exceeding 60 kilometers per hour. Yet its strength comes with a weakness. Over short distances, the wildebeest lacks the agility needed to evade one of the savanna's most efficient hunters, the cheetah. Hidden within a shallow depression of low grass, the cat presses itself flat against the ground, eyes locked onto its target. Its body reflects a perfect balance of form and function, a streamlined frame, long limbs, a spine flexible like a coiled spring, and a wide chest designed to draw in maximum oxygen. In raw acceleration, no animal on land can match it. The strike unfolds in a matter of seconds. The cheetah surges forward, its breathing rapid as its body begins to overheat from the immense energy released during the sprint. This species cannot sustain top speed for more than 30 seconds without risking exhaustion or collapse. Once the prey is brought down, the cheetah drags it into the shade and pauses to scan the surroundings. Not primarily out of fear of lions, but because of ever-present opportunists, hyenas, and other scavengers drawn by the scent of blood. This is its first meal in 4 days, and its only chance to regain the strength needed to feed 2 cubs waiting in concealment beneath a bush nearly a kilometer away. If you enjoy learning about the natural world through our videos, consider liking and subscribing. Your support helps us continue sharing stories from the wild. In Rwanda, the heartbeat of Africa is strong, a constant reminder of what it means to be alive. A coat patterned with black spots serves as natural armor, providing near-perfect camouflage against ever-watchful prey. From sharp, focused eyes run dark tear lines, reducing glare and sharpening vision as the hunt draws closer. Yet thirst binds predator and prey alike to water, a deceptive promise of safety. The hunters shift their focus. Their attention now turns to water bucks, larger and slower, a reward worth the risk. Sensing danger, the herd quickens its pace. With patience and precision, the cheetah follows in silence, measuring every movement. One perfectly timed leap shatters the stillness. Claws grip, jaws close. The end comes swiftly, without needless cruelty, obeying the unforgiving laws of the savanna, where predator and prey each fulfill their role. The hunters pause, chests rising and falling, but pride glimmers in their eyes. They have endured, and the story is written into the dust of the morning. The kill is shared, sharp teeth tearing into flesh as the feast echoes across the plain, a raw anthem of necessity. Every movement of the predator carries tension through the air. Silence stretches over the savanna like an invisible, lethal thread. Muscles burn, but the cheetah's explosive speed leaves no room for escape. The chase lasts only seconds. The predator moves with flawless precision. Instinct, courage, and endurance intertwine in the fragile bond between mother and cubs. On Rwanda's grasslands, life and death walk side by side, and each dawn rewrites the struggle to exist. Below, wild dogs leap and snap at the air, hurling themselves upward, but gravity denies them the prize. Above, on a fragile branch, a leopard trembles, chest heaving, eyes locked on the furious chaos below. This encounter reveals an enduring truth. Sometimes escape is victory. At other times, survival demands surrender. In the wild heart of Africa, to live is to adapt moment by moment, trusting instincts shaped by countless generations. Rwanda is a land where hunger and thirst rule every decision. Here, nature offers no second chances. Only those with the strength to endure and the intelligence to adapt remain standing. Weakness finds no shelter, and hesitation becomes a verdict. In this unforgiving world, each day is an extreme trial. Bodies wear down, instincts sharpen, and the struggle for a single sip of water or a mouthful of food can decide fate. There are no heroes and no villains, only lives pushed to their limits by an environment that demands everything, and sometimes more. These stories of survival are not merely tales of hardship. They are powerful reminders of the fragile balance that sustains life in the wild. To protect these ecosystems is to protect the very possibility of life continuing, even in its harshest forms. Because when nature is lost, the silence left behind cannot be undone. If this journey into the raw reality of Rwanda has moved you, subscribe to L'Amaro Salvaje TV and join us as we continue to explore, understand, and defend the wild world. Every subscription helps ensure these stories are still told.